The joy of the Lord is a phrase that refers to God's pleasure, God's goodness, God's joy. What the people are experiencing is that despite the weight of their sin, they can be filled to rejoicing because God has a good plan and because God has provided and because they have seen the restoration of their people, and that ought to fill them with strength and joy. As we think about this book and us today, we're not trying to build a wall around us. In fact, we're trying to let more people come in. But what is happening is that we have the written account. We have the story. You read the book. We know what happened, that God came down, walked among men, lived a perfect life, died a sacrificial death, and rose again in victory. And we have the story. We have the written account of how all of that has made a way for sinful man to be restored, redeemed, and forgiven. And guys, salvation is found in Jesus. It's because of Jesus. And when we understand that, when we understand what the book is telling us, it opens the door for us to be filled with the joy of the Lord because we see His provision. That doesn't mean that you won't walk through difficulties. That doesn't mean that there aren't trials. But what it means is every step of the journey, we can see that He has provided salvation, and that nothing can touch you and take you out of His grasp. This people, they understood the Scriptures, and it led them to great joy. And the same is true for us. Is when we place God's Word center stage, it does a work in us. It brings conviction into our lives, but it also leads to joy. And it leads to joy as we see the fulfillment of what God has done. When you and I understand that Jesus changes everything, it opens the door for us to live a life that is filled with hope.